Have you ever tried giving feedback through email to your students? Well, this might be a way that you can do it for an entire class all at once using a mail merge program for Gmail. We're going to show you some examples and also note the quick start guide that you'll find in the description below to help you get started in using this. So before we go any further, let's make sure this is the product you want to use and continue to watch this video. So here we see a Google Sheets that I have set up to track student work. So I want to give them feedback. So you can see here I have their names, their email addresses, which are blacked out, and you can see the total points that I'm giving the students and the various grading categories. So I want to give them feedback, and there's no easy way in Google Classroom to give feedback on a discussion board through the question feature. So I use this to send back that feedback. So this is just one example of a way you can use a mail merge form. You can see where I typed in the information about their progress, and I use emoticons to give them some additional features there. And the information on the template 1 send status just tells me that that email was sent. So basically it's going to take, for this to work, we're going to get our spreadsheet here to produce emails using an add-on for Google called Formule. And Formule will actually go through and work with Google's Gmail to produce emails. So all that information, every row will get produced and turned into an email. So after I finish grading all the students' work in the spreadsheet, it immediately will send them an email whenever I say it's time to give them that feedback. So you might find this very useful. Let's go through the fundamentals of making this mail merge work for you. So you're going to need some student identification to get started. As you see here, I've created several fields in order to get that information. I have a nickname, email address, my grading categories. This particular rubric, I have 5 different grading categories I'm looking at. A total, and some places where I can type in details, and I also like to use emojis, so I have a column for that. So you need some type of student information. Maybe you got this from a Google form. You've already collected it. So I put that on there. And let's say I'm scoring the student's work, and let's say I wanted it to be a total of 10 points. I would go through and I'd record all that information as I was going through and grading it, depending on whatever the rubric is. You know, for each of those criteria, what value do you get? So maybe for each of my criteria for a discussion board, it's each going to be 2 points per category for a total of 10 points. I have some sample data in the clipboard. I'm just going to paste that in. Now you can also have this automatically add up your values, so you can have that pretty handy, and it'll automatically do this once you get it set up. If you have a class of 110, 150, you can just keep on making each individual row here one of the students. Of course, again, if you have that information already in some type of resource, maybe from a Google form, you can organize it by class and have all the classes in one place. Maybe that'd be a category, what class they are, so you can organize them, sort them. But this is pretty handy, sort of like a grade book. So now we have the student's numerical information. Maybe you want to put in some of that detail. So I like to use emoji. I have an emoji keyboard, and I can get emojis for their work. So I put the smiley face with stars for Bob, since he has 10 points on the assignment, and Mercy is missing quite a few points, so I put the alert sign. And then what you can do is you can type in details in the details area to give them that specific feedback that they need in order to improve. And again, I have that in the clipboard, so I'm just going to paste it in, just giving the students some feedback. Now, once you do that for all the students, you can then get this easily sent out to them through the mail merge program. That is an extension. So in order to do that, you have to find it. So you go to extensions. In some cases, it'll say add-ons in the menu here for Google Sheets. So whether extensions or add-ons, you want to get add-ons. And I already have Formule, but I'm going to show you real quickly how to get it. You're going to search the marketplace. You type in Formule. You can see it's already on the main screen here because I've looked it up before. There it is, Formule. It says I've already installed it. You'd have to install it on yours. I'll also give you some brief instructions, and I'm going to show you those here. All right, and we're going to operate that. So you want to go say add-ons, Formule, and you want to open it. It's going to apply it to the sheet. Give it a chance there to load, and you want to say, well, how many templates do you want to use? This is like how many different types of emails you want to send out. I'm only going to send out one. One is going to be their feedback. So discussion template, send for all rows because we're sending for all of those entries that we have going down the sheet. Save template settings. Let it think there for a second. And then we're going to go through and we'll be able to edit this. And because I've already have used this, you can go through and put this information. Now, whatever the student's address is, whatever field is the name, as you can see in the background here, it's email address. That would be the one that you want to put in for the to line. The reply to is you as a teacher, so they can email you back. You can make a subject line. You can make that subject line personalized by putting their name in there. So it would say, for the first student, Bob's grade on discussion. Next one, so it's introducing with the salutation, hi, Bob. And then it goes through, you can give the details that you typed in there, the emoji that you give that particular assignment, and then the score categories, just have them in rows here. And then it gives you a total out of 10 points. So once you get all that information in there, each of the fields, as you can see here, you can replace just by hitting the cat 1 here for the category. But you'll notice it'll actually say cat 1 and a colon. Right? If you didn't want that, you're going to have to go through and delete it. And what it's going to do is wherever you have these field markers, it'll go through and take your data from your sheet and put them in place, just like you would if it was a word processing document from Microsoft. So if you want to see what it looks like, you can save and preview, and it'll show you. There's the email address for the student, there's the student's name, and it gives them that quick feedback. Of course, you'd probably give a lot more detail, but remember, you only have to do this once. If you do discussions on a regular basis, you can open up this form, this Google Sheets, go through, do the grading, and send it all out all in one place. Once you're ready to send them out, you hit Save and Send All. Give it a moment there. It'll be able to send them out to everybody that's on that list. Now, this is not a Google Works for Education account, so I only get 100 uses. With my regular school account, I get 1,500 emails that I can send. So that's probably what you'll see. If you are a Google Apps for Education school, you should be able to send out many, many more emails than just that. Once you hit Send Now, it'll send that particular email to that student just as you see on your screen. And that's it. That's all you have to do to make the mail merge work. So think about how this could be important to send feedback to students, or if you need to send individualized emails to parents about progress reports or how things are going on in class, whatever you want to do, whatever you can put into those categories and make up this form, you can do that. This is also HTML friendly, so if you know how to use an HTML editor, you can add more detail like coloring and highlighting and tables and charts and pictures. So it can go and become more complex, but on a simple level, you can simply just take whatever information you have for each student and send out a personalized email for them. All right, remember there's the quick start guide at the linked on this video for you to use, and also you can see a new tech tip each Tuesday on the blog.